Good morning from Benin. Nice TV Nimo program. We'll see the original from independent television. Of course, you know, like I talked today, a very special day. Yes, you watch what you have for Delta, you watch what you have for. The federal government talk about how make we come up from erosion-prone area. So we would like to join the Delta State Chief Press Secretary to let us know the arrangement. When you watch that news, we see how for them, you know, say something. Well, today is World Pharmacist Day, and two pharmacists day with us for us. The first one named John Bosco. John Bosco, good morning.
Good morning.
This one, a very popular person for this Edo, Dr. Inadege, Osarity Inadege. Doctor, good morning.
Good morning, my brother Akololo.
So, yes.
I greet all of you for house.
Okay. Inadege, sorry, may I start with John Bosco? World Pharmacist Day, what is it about?
Yes. Today, 25th of September, now the day everybody set aside around the world to celebrate pharmacists for their immense contribution that they make towards improving healthcare for the world. So that's just what, in a short term, that's what it means.
So, Ogana, who be pharmacist?
Good. A pharmacist now, a healthcare professional that has gone through the training in an accredited pharmacy school anywhere in the world. For Nigeria, now two regulatory bodies, they accredit schools for them to be able to train students who will become pharmacists as healthcare professionals. And those bodies recognized by law in Nigeria, now the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria and the National Universities Commission. Once they don't accredit faculties of pharmacies, then the schools can now train healthcare professionals who will graduate to become pharmacists. Pharmacists, now those healthcare professionals, where, as most of us know, they into researches for the production of drugs, then they into sourcing of safe, efficacious drugs, then they into training of pharmacists, as we said earlier. Those are pharmacists in academia. You also have pharmacists where they in the industries, where they manufacture drugs, where people, where they in need, they take. Having graduated from accredited pharmacy schools, pharmacists, they work in different areas of practice. We get those where they into drug manufacturing. We get those where they lecture those in academia. We get those where they work for community pharmacies. We get those where they work for hospitals. We get those where they work for regulatory bodies like NAFDAC, Pharmacist Council of Nigeria, and so many other places.
So, John Bosco, yes. We see the fake drugs for inside Nigeria. Pharmacists not get a role when I will play for inside this matter.
Yes, that matter, it passes us in a way, because we on our own, we have tried as much as possible to make all these corrections, submit them to federal government, make them implement all these ways we could take, eradicate completely fake drugs from the system. One of the major things are that open market when they, all this Onitsha, area, even Idumota, all this open market. We don't come out with proposal, blueprint, make government, because we know go fit implementer. Now government go put a law, put them, but now government hand it did now. So we don't play our part properly, reach ground, finish. But now make government do the rest. Now we did.
So that means now. Because I remember say that our sister Abia Soros in the
yes.
Now fake drugs. Now he say they kill his sister.
Yes.
We come and begin to fight fake drugs.
Yes.
How you look at the campaign and fight of fake drugs after that sister don't come out?
Yes, we also pick her up from where she stopped. We try. I say we come out with a blueprint. See how we go to eradicate completely fake drug out of Nigeria completely. If you remember that time when Dora Ivo did. They invited her come to America, make her tell them how she tell the drum. That's to tell you, it's still there everywhere in the world. But Nigeria, we don't come out. One of the major ways now to close down open markets and then carry out a strategic way drug will move from one to another, from the production to the end user. It go dey monitored. By then, no fake one go fit come into the track. We don't already put everything for government hand.
But for
now
other countries where we don't go,
yes,
person who just go in a shop, just buy drug.
Yes.
Say, I won't buy Panadol, I won't buy any kind of drug.
yes.
But why not can be like that for Nigeria?
Now the same thing we see they talk to. Now the same thing. You see, and another thing, Nigeria never really grew, though now step by step we go. Nigeria never really grew, reach that level. Poor woman when get kata, make it they go hospital because of kata. It go, we get what they call OTC, over the counter drug. It's everywhere in the world. There are some drugs like multivitamins, you can buy it over the counter. Paracetamol, you can buy it over the counter. Even the way malaria, they're endemic in this region, you can buy it over the counter. But there's what they now put in motion. It is called responsible self-medication. As you go to the pharmacy to buy, the pharmacist will advise you, oh, this is, you may go there, you may say you want to buy Ampiclos for kata. The pharmacist will advise you, say, not be Ampiclos you need for kata. They call them responsible self-medication. So you can go across the counter to buy some certain drugs, but the prescription drug, you cannot do it. Even in Nigeria, the law is also there, but like I still say, the major problem, open market, major problem, all these patent medicine vendors too. There are some drugs that they are supposed to sell, but they go beyond that one. So when people go there, they get this thing, they get access to any drug because of this. We get a lot of problems to read. This one, that is why we come today, 25th, to really highlight the advantage of having a pharmacist with you, highlight the good work one would they do, and also encourage people to listen to your pharmacist, not listen to anybody when they tell you.
So what will be the good work of the pharmacist?
The menu.
Just talk some because I'm not today.
Like wherever we find ourselves, like my Oga just said just now, he say we work in different areas. Those when they work for hospital, they contribute their own. Those when they work for community pharmacy, that's those pharmacies you see in town. That is where they have one-on-one contact with the community people. They do a lot of advocacy, education, enlightening the people that come to buy drugs about their illnesses, about the drug, tell them how to use the drug. Before now, people don't know, let's say about 15 years from now, people didn't know, 15 years before now, people didn't know what will be expiring date. But now, everybody go buy drug, he go they look for expiring date. You see, the education people now get about drugs. And there are so many help what we don't really do. We do in terms of health promotion, we are also involved. In terms of even vaccination, we're also involved. You know, a person when cook food, now they know what you take cook and you know how you take preserver. We also educate people on how to preserve your drug, because at times the way you preserve your drug, when you go take out tomorrow, nanari powder you drink. And some people go, there are some drugs. See, drugs are not just like granite people they take. There are drugs get specifications. There are some drugs you suppose not break. The way they make them, it go reach your belly finish. It go reach before it start to break. So some people now go grind. You go say, my brother, they take medicine. You go grind them, put for soup or grind, put for or hide them inside a bar or whatever. You don't really spoil that drug. The ordinary powder you drink. So they take our time to educate people on how to take their drug, how to store their drugs, how to even preserve it for a long time. You understand? So many, in terms of education, in terms of their diseases in short, they also let them know this is your disease, it can be managed, but this is how you can do it. This is how you can go with it. So our contributions is...
That's another quackery inside the pharmacies.
Among pharmacists?
Yes.
No
or
quacks.
inside the profession?
Good. Among pharmacists, no quacks.
Okay.
We are licensed to render those professional services when we don't get trained to render. But there are people who are quacks in pharmacy.
I bet speak, you know, say be lecturer.
In pharmacy. Yeah. So the truth be say, people will not be trained to render pharmaceutical services. They can't find themselves say that they render those services. Now be the quacks. They are not so trained to provide those services. As my brother talked a while ago, he talked about patent medicine dealers. They have their scope. Now, when you go beyond the scope, you will run foul of the law.
But if you say for this country, they know they go beyond the scope.
Obviously, they go beyond the scope, and that is why we get what they call PIC, Pharmaceutical Inspection Committee. If you read papers recently, you would say in so state over 400 and something shops sealed. In so state over 500 and something shops sealed. So continuously we carry out enforcement activities to ensure, say, we stem the tide of this quackery in our society.
Okay, yes, so Dr. Asobri, to wrap up time now, so we advise the people.
Yes, I will always advise my people that anytime they want to make use of drug, they should have a pharmacist. They should go to pharmacy shops to obtain their drugs. They should have a pharmacist as a friend. When anytime they even give them medicine for hospital or whatever, call them, say, this is what I was given. Oh. And never you patronize open market. Never patronize patent medicine store. Though they are there out to really to get they also get their own function anyway. But I always advise people, patronize pharmacy. That's where you can get professional assistance.
Dr. Genade, just advice.
My people, as we don't hear today, now World Pharmacist Day, and a day that has been set aside by the International Pharmaceutical Federation, the global body comprising of over 4 million pharmacists in the world. The theme for this year, as we don't also hear, now transforming global health. Yeah. And pharmacists, as we said, we are poised to provide you all the pharmaceutical services where we need, both for those in the manufacturing, giving you the best drugs, vaccines, those in the hospitals offering you education, counseling, adherence counseling, and ensuring that you get drugs where they're safe, affordable, and available. And globally, pharmacy now be the most accessible healthcare provider. So we encourage our people to access care from registered pharmacy outlets.
All right, also we'll wrap up this segment. You don't hear from our pharmacists. You need to patronize registered pharmacists so that you will know the kind of drug you will take, and I will advise you on how to go about your health. Now, you know, so when we start this program, we start with health. When we take, we'll see it is good, at least every 2 weeks, go check your blood pressure. Even every 1 week, check your blood pressure, check your sugar level, check all of these things. They take all these things for granted. And most of the time, the situation, they always too late for most of those ailments. All right, Dr. Naveri and my brother John Bosco, I salute you now. And pharmacist John Bosco, yes. I salute you now, and I wish you a happy World Pharmacist Day.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll go one small break. Our brother from Delta State, he will join us.